Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. All right. I had to remember where all my stuff was. What's up, guys? How's it going? Thanks for dropping by. I remembered where the go live button was, so here we are. We're gonna play a video game on the Twitch.tv. Yeah, Ric Flair's music would have been a better choice. Yeah. I also was looking for like a shitty flute version of the Star Trek The Next Generation theme. I didn't find that. So I've just got some Lo-Fi Girl in the background here. But hey, how's everybody doing? Kev Jen, good to see ya. Pseudo Nick, Kai's here. Synapse was here earlier. What's going on, folks? Flex with the 40 months of Tier 1 subscriptions. Pretty wild. I was trying to figure out what I was going to stream today. And I decided to redo all of my scenes. My Twitch scenes, because I was bored with them. And then I redid them in this style. In the TNG style. And I was like, hey, I got a Star Trek game I could play. So why don't I just play the Star Trek game? So that's what I'm going to do. This game, in the corner over there, past the LCARS access, up in the upper right-hand corner. Kai, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm good. What's up with you? I had a little bit of extra time this afternoon, and I was like, man, I gotta stream. I gotta still stream. Still losing my mind with work, even though I left almost 2 hours ago to Stovall. That sounds terrible. As someone who's been there, though, I get it. Cheers. Yeah, it's been a hot second. I want to do this streaming thing more often, and so I think what I've decided is I'm just gonna push go live when I can, and I don't know, just figure it out from there, right? Like, it doesn't have to be any harder than that. Do you ever have a situation where in your brain you make stuff harder than that? Where you're like, I should really do this, or I should really do that, or what I should do. And then I was finally like, just press go live, stupid, and stream. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to try to stream today. I'm going to try to stream tomorrow too, because I really want to play this game. And then I have so much stuff that I want to play. It's ridiculous. So it's not for lack of games that I want to play. Not so bad over yonder here. That is good. That is good. Kai, did you get, speaking of Star Trek, did you get the big Mama Jamma all together? I think I missed the stream where you were unboxing the Legos. I guess they were blue bricks, right? But Kai had the blue bricks USS Enterprise OI and then dropped it and did some of it again. Oh no. That's the worst. That's the worst feeling. Where like, I did it. I can put it on the shelf. And then, no. Yeah. You went through all the stages of grief in about 2.5 seconds, where you're like, no! As it falls to the floor. Oh my god. Kai, have you been playing any Sea of Thieves lately? Because I will confess, I don't even think it's on my hard drive right now. And it's been a second since I've been out on the seas, and I really should get back out there. I really should. 7 out of 10 looks cool, but no inertial stability. Yeah. The Blue Bricks Enterprise did not come with the inertial dampers. Damn it. Anyway. Also, Pseudo Nick, I'm sorry I did not bring the fireworks in the full symphony. You told people to expect that, and I let you down. Had one job. Literally one job. Oh, Game Pass no longer has your money. Yeah, there's a lot of people in that boat. I have tried to quit Game Pass, I think, 3 different times. It's a luxury tax at this point. I don't need Game Pass, but I'm also the person who's like, oh, I want to try that. So I'm a dabbler. I'm a chronic dabbler. So I kind of have kept Game Pass. Probably beyond when I should have. But Indiana Jones is coming out soon. And then that Metaphor ReFantazio game is coming to Game Pass. And that's the one that was made by the folks, like from the studio who brought you all the Persona games. So I was going to try that. Oh yeah, absolutely. No one needs Game Pass. 100%. In fact, as someone who is a big proponent of physical media, I hate a lot about Game Pass in particular, but like I said, luxury tax. Speaking of which, is anybody else in an existential crisis over the loss of potentially losing physical media in the video game space like I am? No, just me? Okay, cool. As my wife would attest, she's right around the corner. The whole PS5 Pro situation has me shook. Because
you guys.
There she is. Like, because here's the thing. Here's what it took me a while to land at. Yeah, $80 for the disc drive is ridiculous. I would agree. 300 plus Steam games that I've only played out. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100% Distoval. No, preach, brother. I am right there with you. Your decision-making process is much more rational and adult and well thought out than mine is. I just keep making the lizard brain deduction where I'm like, but I'm missing out. FOMO. But like, I was listening to a couple of different podcasts and I was like working through my own stages of grief on the PS5 Pro, and like what that means for games and stuff. And I think I just realized like, I'm the video game collector guy. Like I like to just have a big library, right? And I think what I realize is I aspire to be the person for video games that music people are for recommending albums, right? Like everybody's got that one friend where you're like, what should I listen to? And they have very good taste in music, and you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll check out that band. That's why I have a physical media collection, right? Is this an actual Burnsy stream? No. What has happened, KV, is this is a fork in the space-time continuum. This is an alternate reality where It's Burnsy continued streaming. Can you imagine an It's Burnsy stream on the twitch.tv? KV, how you doing? Good to see you, bud. It's happening. It's actually happening. Well, that's what I'm worried about, KevGen. So circling back, yes, it seems like they are going in that direction, right? Like Sony's like, we're going to go all digital, and Microsoft has been teasing, we're going to go all digital. And it's like, at that point, why do I buy the console? Right? Like, I mean, if I'm going to go all digital, that's what the PC is for. That's what I have that for. The only reason I buy consoles anymore is to continue to have my game collection. And I think I arrived at that point where I was like, if the PS6 and the Xbox Series 920 or whatever the hell stupid name Microsoft comes up with for their next generation of consoles, because ever since they went Xbox 360, they've been off the map. Like, I think I'm just not in the console space anymore. Like, if there's no physical media, like then I'm PC and I'm Steam Deck, or PC handhelds or whatever else, because it's like, I don't know. I feel like consoles have this really like limited space that they can navigate in where they justify their existence. Well, I think KV, because at that point, and I'm not saying it disqualifies it for everybody, right? So you might be on that spectrum where you're like, you know what, still makes sense for me. But for me, the only reason I buy the console is so I have the thing on my shelf that I can pull off of the shelf, throw in the box, and play. And if I'm going all digital, then I can build my own console out of PC components. And in fact, I have one downstairs where I have built basically a Steam Deck equivalent that is on the main TV downstairs. And all the games in my library and my kids' Steam library and everything else are all there. So I think the argument gets harder. The argument for consoles is getting harder and harder to make, just generally, because they're getting pinched out by PCs, by PC handhelds, by smartphones, by tablet devices. And I'm just worried that consoles going all digital just makes them like everything else that's out there, but less capable, if that makes sense. And that's just me. That's just me. But I'm just saying, I don't know. Yeah, there isn't enough exclusive content on PS4 or Xbox to justify a purchase next gen. Nintendo, though. Yeah, Nintendo's over there just like killing it, right? Like everybody talks about the console race between Xbox and PlayStation, and like it has been a battle for second for a while again, because Nintendo's just out there just absolutely killing it. Because I would also argue Nintendo has understood the thing that both Sony and Microsoft have failed to realize, is that not every game needs to be a $800 million like absolute blockbuster banger to be relevant, you know, right? Yeah. I mean, 100%. Nintendo they're making money on all their hardware. They're making money on all their games. They're regularly putting out games with teams of 100 people or less, you know, right? And Sony just had that experience with Astrobot, which, by the way, if you haven't played Astrobot, if you have access to a PS5 and you can play Astrobot, I almost streamed Astrobot, but I'm almost done with Astrobot. Like I've played nothing but for the last 2 weeks. It's absolutely wild. So I don't know. Yeah, it's great. You should definitely play it, KevJen. KV, I feel like you and I should sit down and have a couple of beers and have a conversation about the console space, because I know you've been all digital for a while. Like I said, I'm a collector, and there's something about having the physical media on the shelf for me. It is not rational. It doesn't make sense. I'm probably not in the majority anymore, but I do know it did warm my heart a little bit to see people kind of dunk on Sony for not including a disc drive in the Pro version of their console. I probably would have ponied up the dough for the PS5 Pro without even thinking about it if it had the disc drive in it. It was legitimately the disc drive that held me back, that I was like, ugh, brother, ew, brother, ew. But anyway, that's that. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for dropping by. Should we play some video games? Should we do that? The chat module is... Aye, Cap. I'm just making sure the chat module is keeping up. This is the first time I've used this scene with this chat module. Make it so. Okay, it looks like it's working. I haven't logged into Twitch or OBS recently enough to know if all this stuff is still working. So, okay, if you guys haven't heard anything about this game, I'm super pumped for it, because it is a Star Trek game that was made in the last 10 years, and that's just not a thing that happens anymore. I don't really know what to expect. I think it's more story-driven than it is action-driven. It takes place in kind of the TNG timeline. I think roughly in the Star Trek timeline, it takes place kind of around the same time that, like, Lower Decks is happening. Right? So it's like after all the TNG movies, it's probably post-Dominion War. There's a character in this... So Ambassador Spock is a character in this game. Leonard Nimoy is obviously no longer with us. There's a sound-alike who was cast in the Leonard Nimoy role. And I've heard some people say, man, he's great. And I've heard other people say, like, nah, he's not so great. So I'm kind of excited to see how that works out. But honestly, any chance I get to get aboard a starship, right? Sign me up. So I grabbed a copy of this game a little bit ago because I found a physical copy of it, and I was like, I just redid all my scenes as a TNG theme, so I'm like, let's do this. Let's play some. Okay, begin. Oh, that is a weird interface. Okay. So you pick your slot, and then you start. So I have no idea what to expect. I'm excited that you're excited. Yeah, exactly. This is a dramatic labs adventure. The relationships and events you are about to experience will be shaped by the choices you make. I don't know. I don't historically make good choices.
Captain's log, stardate 57931.4.
No, just kind of looks like it, KevGen.
Crew is restless. After spending too many months piecing our ship back together, we're finally about to venture out on a new mission. And the crew isn't letting this unprecedented ion storm slow them down. They're ready for something different.
KevGen has a cloaking device on.
Perhaps more than any of them.
His chats show up in the chat, but not in the chat module.
Fortunately, nothing
I
ever
don't know
stays
how.
the same. It's entropy, the nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case, change is good.
2380. Okay. So pre-Kelvin
Our
universe.
new first officer is en
split.
route to the Resolute. Jara Rydek. I know she'll bring a welcome dose of new blood to the crew.
What is happening here, Dandolph? What's going on here? We streaming. Okay. I picked up a pad. Look at me. You dropped this.
No problem.
That's how I show that I'm on the ball.
I'm not great with flying,
It's a good thing you're in space.
but these little shuttles are the worst.
Yet you joined Starfleet.
You don't like flying. And yet, you joined Starfleet.
There's a reason I'm not a pilot.
You should try it sometime.
Dandolph, how you doing, man? So what does that face mean? The crew is impacted by what you say.
Sorry, I'm a little anxious.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment. When we get to the starbase, I'm transferring on to the Resolute.
So am I.
Me too. The USS
Easy for
Resolute.
Jara to step in at the 11th hour like this. But if she's half the officer I knew she could become when she was a cadet at Starfleet Academy, she'll be the XO this ship needs right now.
Yeah, people don't realize that, Dan, but in space they got weather all the time. You know, it's almost interesting. Based upon the Star Trip created by Eugene Roddenberry. Interesting. That's a Nova class starship. That was an Excelsior class starship and a Miranda class starship. I know all these. I know all these ones. The Resolute is going to be a Centaur class starship because I'm a nerd. When did Matt Berry show up? We spared no expense. Ooh. Examine delivery. Starbase 128. Starfleet Operational Support
Starbase on
Services.
the very edge of Federation space. Long way from home now.
It's a your mom class starship. Haha, good one. Good one, Dandolph the Cool.
Commander?
Yes,
I'm
that
not usually such a nervous wreck, by the way.
that's what 3
I
pips
actually
mean.
did well at the academy.
Recognize.
Oh yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalin test?
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Pintaris 5.
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
totally.
I finished in the top 20. Not just in my class. I mean, all time. In the history of the academy.
Yes, yes, very
That's
impressive.
quite impressive.
Thank you. It was tough.
Tucson,
I
Arizona.
set my mind to it, and it paid off.
Well, he was already nervous. He was already. I wanted to put him at ease. I wanted to give him a compliment
Place your
sandwich.
hand here. Hold it there for a few seconds.
Ow! It hurts. Oh God. Oh really? I have to control my hand. Here I go. Oh, engaging space-based combat. I'm scanning my hand.
Welcome, Commander Rydek.
Wait, you're Jara Rydek?
That's me.
You absolutely crushed the Torvalin test.
I did.
You finished in what, like the top 3?
That would be me.
Now I'm really... It's an honor to meet you, Commander.
This game
Sorry,
would have
I
crushed
didn't
him.
realize before. I just came off the shuttle and was glad to be on solid ground, so to speak.
I'll be nice
Pleasure's
to him.
mine. Ensign,
Paul Calloway.
good to meet you.
I believe Commander Ermot is expecting you.
Show
He's in
some
the concourse.
goddamn respect.
See you on the Resolute.
Such leadership values. Thank you. I'm trying to justify my second in command position here. Okay, so this is a check-in station. So far the gameplay that we have seen is place your hand on the pad-based gameplay. Then there's a lot of walking around the corridor gameplay, which I gotta be honest with you, as a giant Star Trek nerd, any video game where I'm just like walking around the corridors of a ship, this is pretty much it. This is all I need. Need to learn the trombone. Play Nightbird. Play Nightbird. Okay, so this here is the Resolute, the USS Resolute. It is a Centaur-class starship. It's being fixed because it was beat to hell. Probably encountered some really bad space weather on the way, you know, like you do. Oh, yeah. Well, I may have passed the Kobayashi Maru, but I failed the Riker maneuver. My leg got caught on the back of the chair. I fell on my face, blacked out, woke up 2 weeks later. I used to be an admiral. They knocked me all the way back down to commander. Oh, yes, good. Okay, everybody memorize this map. Okay? So, expedite initiatives, dynamic services, they're making this shit up. Look at these names. Dynamic services is not a thing. It sounds like a bad pitch for a live service game. Ah, yes, full of virtual rooms and dynamic services and deliver corridors and convergence doors. Integrated desks. It's literally a thing that's on there. This sounds like me being called to a meeting that I didn't prepare for. Yeah, okay, so what can we expect for this project? Strategic applications from our command tech center. I'm also heading up expedite initiatives and dynamic services. Streamlines. Is just the bottom just says streamlines, just so that we're clear on that. Yeah, we got planned concepts, 100%. We have parts of a plan. Ah, yes, the cafeteria of the future.
If I remember my briefing, Commander Ermot is a Bolian, so I'm looking for someone with blue skin.
We have racial-based profiling. Ah, yes, a Bolian. I'm looking for someone with blue skin. That guy in the corner is probably a Bolian. He also should have the... Ooh, examine information. Terminal 4, what do you got for me?
Starbase 128 has 4 docks.
There are 4 docks. I'm used to fresh food, sorry.
I'll replicate myself a meal once I'm on board.
Can you imagine if that was Grand Admiral Thrawn in the background? Could you imagine?
Excuse me.
Hi, so this person's clearly red, right? Eat that guy's food. Just walk over here. Real power move. It's my first day in Starfleet as commander. Clearly this ham is delicious. I'm just gonna walk in the middle of this conversation. Hello. Hello. Acknowledge me. I was 3rd place in that super test we just talked about. I don't know if you heard about that. Alright. Commander Ermot. It's on my hand. I just look at my hand, I'm like, Commander Ermot. Bolian equals blue. Hello.
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Rydek. I'm Commander Jan Ermot,
The ass end of
operations
nowhere.
officer on the Resolute.
100% Dandolf. Totally a real thing. Didn't make that up at
I hope
all.
there wasn't too much trouble getting here. This storm isn't making anything easy for us right now.
It was a bit bumpy, but otherwise okay.
My apologies.
Yeah,
This storm is unlike anything I've seen before.
it's your fault. Mary Poppins, yo.
We're grateful you were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice.
Got sucked out into
From
space.
everything I've read and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us. Coming from a premier starship and all. To our little research vessel.
What do they say about me?
What exactly have you heard about
What do
me?
they say?
First in your class at the Academy.
Yeah,
Received the Starfleet Award of Valor during the Dominion War.
true.
Most recently, Tactical Officer and Chief of Security on
Yeah.
the USS Endeavor.
That's me.
You've done your homework?
Like I said, we're very lucky.
Glad you're able to come fill what? Come fill the what now? Look at there she is. There she is.
The USS Resurgence. She may not look like much compared to the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go, she can more than hold her own. And she doesn't look so bad considering 6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half, venting plasma, fighting for her life.
It was an accident?
The equipment malfunction. An accident suggests fault, but no one's to blame.
Except for the
It was a
helm
planned
officer.
test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits. It destabilized the dilithium, there was a runaway reaction, and the warp bubble deformed.
Oh,
We thought we could reach a higher resonant frequency, but it was more than she could handle.
needs
Cost
to
us
hold
our
her own
first
when you
officer
science
and
so hard.
22 of our crew.
22?
At the end of the day, we're all responsible for each other.
They could have been worse.
That's what it means to be a crew.
That's a high
We've
price.
lost so many lives. That's a high price to pay.
You guys will suck.
Too high by any estimation. But there's nothing that can be done about it now except get back to work. And make sure it never happens again.
Love the phrase.
Listen, I realize you've known Captain Solano for quite some time, and I'm sure you're ready to bring your best.
Yeah.
But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were
Everyone
those who
was
felt it was a mistake,
super excited.
that he should have promoted from within. So you might want to tread lightly at first.
They'll need to get over it. I'll
Until
say
they come
thanks
to
for the
value
heads
your
up.
contribution.
Wow. 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 What an entrance. Wow. Dance Altor. Yeah. What's up, Altor? Yeah. We're playing the game. We're playing the Star Trek game. Altor, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Also, I just had to acknowledge that ship can science so hard. It's so amazing. Ooh, exactly. The game. Yes. Apparently, I pressed pause because of your amazing entrance, and now I have this screen that I'm like, apparently just after talking to nervous feller in the hallway, now Ensign Calloway is part of my crew. I don't know how that's going to matter, but it's gonna matter, I guess.
Always good to have a sense for what you're walking into.
I just thought you ought to know.
I appreciate it.
But I'm gonna.
Starfleet has assigned us a high-priority mission to the Hotari region. I'll let the captain brief you on board. I know he's eager to see you.
Will we be mission ready in time?
We have every intention. The crew has been working around the clock to get the ship ready. There's still so much to do.
The one thing that I really like about Star Trek games is they give you that sense of how big ships really are. Why am I this guy? I was that other lady. Why am I now this guy? That's not supposed to be that way.
Stuck. I got just the thing.
Engaging plasma torched base gameplay. Okay, yeah, I remember this from my years of academy training that this is clearly the plasma torch. Did you see me? Then I right triggered that stick usage into the right trigger, man, and now I'm gonna just vaporize this. Why is this interactable? Why did they make this? Thank you. Thank you. Altern, I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the Prime sub. What is this? They put the intern in charge of these mini games. Like, I don't know, click a button and then hover a stick over this spot. We sure that it's not? Yeah, it's not a Telltale game. It is Dramatic Labs and Burner House, apparently, according to the box. I know you probably can't see that, but yeah, I was a Telltale-like standard Star Citizen gameplay. But you see, it is feature complete. And then right stick down. Okay. Just like they do in Starfleet. Press right trigger, swivel the stick, point it down. It's a Unix system. I know this. Oh, now I gotta do them both at the same time. Look out. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Just like they taught us at the academy. It actually says the lower decks right there. I'm blocking it with my face, but it says the lower decks. That's a reference to the thing. I saw it and I clapped. Ooh, a trill. Hello. Are you joined?
Nice work, Carter.
Would you like to be?
Nothing to it, Neely.
And not a moment too soon. The boss wants us down in
You know what I
engineering,
mean?
Like, now.
Okay, we gotta go places. Okay, let's walk dramatically to engineering. Let's just make sure we don't have anywhere to go. Press in L3 to run. Okay, so if I run, she runs. I'm following her, but I set the pace. This is very strange, but okay. Look at these corridors. Okay, you guys, I'm actually really geeking out about this. This is very silly, but I don't care. Look at how cool this... I want to be on this ship right now. I played Star Trek Online for a little while, all torn. Enough to get a little bit of rating experience, not a lot, but...
I heard the new XO just arrived.
you know.
Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovok called us down for is something good. I can never tell with him. I'd rather not end up degaussing plasma manifolds. Hanging upside down makes me queasy.
Orders are orders, Neely. You know what they say? There are no small missions. Every expedition has a purpose.
Even if we don't know what it is yet.
A lot of them are ship-based, actually, Dandolph. Like, you fight, like, waves of ships,
we got
like
here
Borg
before.
and stuff like that.
Lieutenant Commander Chovok.
Kind of cool. If you're a Star Trek nerd.
We were just looking for you,
Look
Commander.
at that warp core.
Petty Officers Ed Solar, Diaz.
Oh,
I was
the
beginning to
warp
think
core.
you would be late. We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you. A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Edsolar on repeated occasions.
So we're irreplaceable.
So you're saying we're irreplaceable, Commander?
That is one interpretation.
Why it's cracking
Another
with the
would
Vulcan.
be that I would replace you if I could. You can interpret as you see fit.
Listen, Kev Jin, he said all hands were going to be on dick. Okay? If you... there's nothing more clear than putting all hands on your dick. Right?
So, I don't suppose you wanted us down here to check in before we go off duty?
That's
Equip
equipment.
yourselves in EV suits to work on the exterior of the hull.
We're gonna
I
go
need you to tune
spacewalking.
the structural integrity field for optimal performance. The subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper calibration, but this ship must be ready to depart shortly, despite the storm. The precise nature of these disturbances are not fully understood.
You sound
But
worried.
many systems have been affected by the wide band of emissive activity.
We're going to try to get kicked out,
How
Altorn.
concerned should we be about the storm?
Oh,
Are you worried?
he played that
Vulcans
serious.
do not worry.
Boo.
We calculate the variables and take appropriate precautions to mitigate the risk.
Vulcans
Right
do
now,
not
that
worry.
entails making critical preparations, because long-range sensors show that these disturbances will be more severe at our destination, the Hotari system.
Okay.
You have your orders.
This is a big-ass
Do
storm.
not delay.
Yes,
Roger
Commander
that.
Chovok.
Right away,
All
sir.
hands on deck.
All hands on your dick.
Oh, what's that?
All hands on deck.
She's-
That's what Chovok said. You know what that means? means this ship isn't ready to go out and the brass know it. So they're throwing every warm body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule. Consequences be damned.
You worry too
You
much.
gotta have some faith, Nilly. Starfleet Command wouldn't send us out if we weren't ready.
6 months ago, I probably would have said the same thing. But this isn't just any old refit or any old relaunch.
Oh, whoa. Excuse me.
A lot of new faces coming on board. It's gotta be tough coming as a replacement. That's for sure.
Give him a chance.
They seem all right.
Hey.
Something that happened 6 months ago while they were off on another ship? Well, that's nothing to hold against them.
Yeah, you're right. I guess getting a little new blood on board doesn't hurt.
Little new blood.
Hold on. Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again.
Yeah,
Hey, Miranda!
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
all these faces are from the
Miranda,
Uncanny Valley.
you're
You know what I'm saying?
We thought you were staying on the Adirondack.
Transfer came in at the last minute, so I figured I'd slum it on this bucket of bolts.
Hey, old friends.
Looks like you got her back together pretty nicely.
Like old times.
I wasn't sure what to expect.
Don't insult my ship.
Don't talk badly about one of the best ships in all of Starfleet.
It's the
We've rebuilt
goddamn-
enough of her by now. She better be one of the best.
We'll see about that. But I am glad to be here. He still owes me a bottle of Saurian brandy. Don't think I forgot.
Wait, don't open that airlock. They don't have space
yeah,
done.
it's coming back to me now.
Maybe Carter can rustle up that bottle and we can give you a proper welcome. As soon as we wrap up this quick little spacewalk.
I can even goof around and play this video game because I only have to push one button.
Here, let me help you.
Thanks.
So what's the word? Are you back in the security rotation?
Yep. Still running with the usual suspects.
Whoa.
Sorry, that was really
Good
loud.
to go.
It's just his reaction, like, whoa. What? I popped the microphone so bad. I'm sorry.
See you on the other side.
Of what?
Activating magnetic souls.
Okay, I can't wait to see what buttons I push here. Oh, I just go down to here slowly, and then we activate the magnetic boots. Hit the pink button. No, the pink button. I don't even get to walk. I have to hold left. That space weather is interesting. Okay, the vistas are pretty dope though. Look at this, like,
Never gets
whoa.
old.
Whoa.
Let's go.
Alright, that's cool. I feel like Telltale excels at making video games that would be way better as a VR experience, but they're not a VR experience. Like, in VR, this would actually be kind of sick. Right now, I mean, it's basically an interactive movie, is kind of what I'm playing so far. Yeah, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. Apparently it's, yeah, it's not Telltale, but it's Telltale.
Captain Solano should be here momentarily.
Okay. So I just wait. Yeah, apparently Dramatic Labs is made up of people who used to work at Telltale.
You'll have to forgive me, I don't know much about Kobleods. But my understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Koblead, that's a
Thank
deep
you.
cut.
Feel free to make yourself at home. And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
There's a DS9 episode where it deals with a Koblead, like, serial killer or something, and then the person who is following him and investigating him. It's like a season 1 episode of DS9. It's like deep, deep cut. Sweet, sweet, delicious deuterium, or duridium. Yes. Nom, 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 nom. Okay. Okay. Hey, nice. Look at that. Library Computer Access and Retrieval System. That's LCARS. That is what it stands for. Nice. Okay, where am I supposed to be going? Just looking at the storm, I guess.
We'll be out there soon.
That was weird.
Going where no one has gone before.
That was also weird. Looked out the window and it glitched
Jara
out.
Rydek.
Jara!
Last time I saw you, it was graduation from the academy. You'd already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. And you were burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrid Expanse.
It's good to see you again, Captain.
Captain Burt
I
Reynolds.
could not be happier to have you on the Resolute. My only regret is we couldn't provide you with a warmer welcome. The arrival of a first officer to her new ship deserves a bit of fanfare. But, unfortunately,
Let's just
we've
get to
had our
work,
hands
Smokey.
full with the refit.
You can spare me the pomp and circumstance. There's plenty of work to be done without all that.
You always had a work ethic like nothing I'd ever seen. That's just what this ship needs at the moment. As I'm sure you've heard, we've had a rough go of it these last 6 months. The ship suffered some damage, but not nearly as much as the crew.
You mean the
I
accident?
assume you mean the accident.
That's right. The tragic accident, really.
He's clearly
We're on
not
the verge
haunted.
of a major scientific breakthrough.
Yeah.
A quantum leap forward in warp core technology.
Yeah.
10,000 teradynes per second. The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed longer and faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career? Right there. Within our grasp.
Yeah, and then he killed 22 of your crew. Sucks to suck.
Till it all went so horribly wrong. We pushed her too hard, and a warp core malfunction overloaded the system, creating a pressure gradient way beyond what the ship can handle. It was heartbreaking. We lost some of our best people. As captain, I have to take full responsibility. It was my decision to make, and I have to live with the consequences.
Thanks, Pseudo Nick.
You have to look to the future. You can't dwell on the past.
Appreciate you,
on
bud.
things you can't
Thank you.
change.
There's nothing that can be done about it now. In my defense, I will say I might have avoided the whole ordeal if my senior staff had been willing to trust me. There was a lot of pushback from my former XO, and I think that cost me his confidence. I don't want you to pull any punches.
So I had him killed.
Certainly not on my account. But once we decide on the course of action, I need everyone to fully commit to the mission.
This is
Anything
Starfleet.
short of that just won't work. And that's when things start to go sideways.
Okay. You can count on me,
Whether
boss.
I agree or disagree, I can promise that I'll be honest to a fault.
Good. That's exactly what I'm looking for. But at the end of the day, it has to be my call. Look,
Until you
I'll be
get
blunt.
spaced.
We can't afford another mistake. Or at least I can't.
Yeah,
I feel like my career is
Amazon's been giving away a ton of really good games lately, and yes, Kerbal Space Program I think was just this last week or something. I forget, is it Epic Game Store, I think? I can't remember. But yeah,
balance here.
it's free.
We need a win.
We can't miss another
Something
steak.
to restore the crew's confidence.
I
Oh,
understand.
GOG, nice.
On a more positive note, Starfleet has tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority.
Every mission,
Escorting a senior diplomat to
Whatever.
Otari space. 2 previously peaceful and otherwise non-aggressive civilizations now find themselves on the brink of all-out war.
So it's a peacekeeping mission.
I see it as a golden opportunity to not only prove what the Resolute and her crew are truly capable of, but also a mission for which we're uniquely qualified.
heresy.
This ionic storm. Our long-range sensors suggest it's several orders of magnitude stronger than anything on record. A total anomaly like nothing we've seen before.
Where did it come
You'll never
from?
guess where it leads.
Hatari.
Exactly. Very
Mm.
nearly in the precise location where we're headed. Where I imagine the interference will be exponentially greater. But the diplomat will brief us on the details at the rendezvous.
Who is the senior diplomat we're escorting?
Who's this guy?
That I don't know. Starfleet hasn't said. But I don't want to get ahead of myself.
You know who I heard it was?
I expect we'll
I
have
heard
some
it
rough
was
sledding when
Spock.
we arrive, so I I need you to prepare the crew for the worst. There's just one more thing I want to clarify up front.
Heard a rumor.
The metric that for me will be the ultimate measure of your success.
Just like,
What is it?
for dramatic effect, they're
If
just
after
like,
serving as my first officer, you don't one day find yourself with a ship of your own, then I will consider it my personal failure. When that might happen is entirely up to you. But it goes without saying, you have my full support.
I would be honored.
It's been a dream of mine since before I can remember. So I would be honored to become a captain someday.
As long as you're willing to do the work, you have my promise. I'll do everything in my power to see that it happens.
Thank you.
Come, let me introduce you to the crew.
So does that green icon in the upper left-hand corner mean that they're, like, happy with you? Like, I mean, I guess that's what they invited me to, like, navigate through this stuff. But they're like, yeah, go to the screen and then you can see how your choices have impacted stuff. But I'm like, I don't really see... I mean, I guess... I don't know. Carter, Jara. Okay. Captain Solana, yeah, okay. No, I don't want to exit the game. Yeah, I mean, this is all it is. Captain Solana was encouraged by Jara's pragmatism and respect after their first meeting. So it literally just tells you how they felt after, like, the initial meeting. That's super weird. Jara made a good first impression with Commander Ermot, coming off as inquisitive and appreciative while showing empathy for what the crew of the Resolute suffered. Was grateful for Jara's sense of humor when he was nervous on the shuttle flight. So I'm just killing it. I'm just out here just every day. Except for the Vulcan. The Vulcan hates me. Lieutenant Commander Chovak found Carter to be cheeky and cavalier when he and Edselar were almost late in main engineering. Okay. Couldn't help but feel some chemistry with Carter after their playful banter when she first arrived aboard the Resolute. Okay. We're gonna have to check in on that fairly often, I guess. I don't know. It would be nice to have, like, a ship's log. Okay. Nope, can't go this way. Can't go this way. Captain went this way. Oh, I gotta follow the captain. Okay. Captain, I'm just gonna go check out the rest of the ship because it's been a dream of mine to walk around the corridors of a starship. Federation starship? No? Okay. No, have to follow you? Alright. Damn it. Man, those music transitions are rough. I'm a phony. A big fat phony. Alright, I rate this bridge
If I could have your attention for a moment.
a 7 out of 10.
I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydek, our new first officer.
I rate this sound mix a 2 out of 10. God damn, you can barely hear him.
Quick
He's like,
introductions. This is Lieutenant Handar, our helmsman, one of the best in the business.
One of.
Well, what he lacks in humility, he more than makes up for in ability.
A pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Likewise.
Next, we have Commander Westbrook, our chief science officer. I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
the sound mix is terrible.
Commander Rydek, it is such an honor to meet you.
This is our tactical officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian. Been looking forward to meeting you for about as long as I can.
Yeah, they're not great either.
I've been following your career for quite some time, and I look forward to learning as much as I can from you.
That's very kind of you to say. I'm happy to be here.
Well, I have to admit, one of the reasons I've followed your career is because you're part Kobliad, because of what you've overcome. Starfleet stands up for people who can't defend themselves, and you were one of those people once. But since then, you've done so much to protect others who need it. I really admire that. So, you've been something of an inspiration to me. Not that I've done anything close to what you've done, but you definitely set a standard to strive for.
This is the weirdest introduction ever. Like, let me tell you your life story.
I don't know what to say. That's incredibly flattering.
Back to
Thank
you.
I hope someday I can follow
Yeah, the
your
eyebrows are just like,
footsteps.
brr.
Sure you will.
I'm so excited
And then, of
to
course,
have met you.
already met Commander Ermont.
Brr.
Please do everything you can to make Commander Rydek feel at home here. I'll be on the starbase. I have an urgent meeting with the starbase commander to get our authorization to get underway. If they drag their feet any longer, we won't make our rendezvous.
because better video games have done that, Altorn. So they're just like, we got to do that too to make the dialogue feel more dynamic.
The bridge is yours.
All right. Arm all the weapons. Stand by to warp buzz the tower. Do whip some shitties in the parking lot. Ah, it's the big chair.
Commander, Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field. He's sent a crew out to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by the storm.
Put up the shields. Cook them alive.
Just need your go-ahead.
Permission granted.
Lowering structural integrity field. Now.
Entering maintenance mode.
Yeah, what is the captain off to do? He's like, well, I'll be in my ready room. Try not to blow up the ship. Storm surge.
Looks
Uh-oh.
like they turned off the Sif.
Great. Let's get to that emitter.
Uh-oh. Left stick gameplay. Let's go. Walking slowly on the hull of the Resolute.
Every time we're out here, I half expect to see her in pieces again.
She's still got some scars on her. It adds character.
When I joined Starfleet, all I wanted was a ride out of town. But this isn't exactly how I pictured it.
On the outside of the ship?
No. Sometimes it feels like we're just part of the machinery. Don't you want more than that?
I think you're right, Altorn, but I think actually, I think that's a thing that's manually managed, right? Like because I think you can actually technically be in command without holding rank. I think it's only if there's a question of who's in command because command wasn't properly transferred that it then goes to the most senior crew member aboard. Which is what happened in the Star Trek episode Disaster, right? The one where they hit the quantum filament because Counselor Troy was on the bridge and they weren't sure what happened to the captain or Commander Riker. So then at that point they were like, well, technically, Commander Troy is in command. So I think that's how it happens. No. Dandolph, that looks amazing at the bottom of the screen where you're just like, nerd.
I mean, Starfleet is noble and all, but it's still a machine. A massive, massive machine.
Yeah, of course I do. Starfleet's an open door.
They let anybody
You
in.
just have to walk through it. You wanted to get away. I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere, see new worlds.
Now here I am in
Look up at a
space.
sky no one's ever seen before.
In space.
Just because I'm cranking a hyperspanner up in a Jeffries tube today doesn't mean that's all I'll ever be.
I'm sorry, you're doing what?
Diaz to Commander Chovak. We are at the Sif emitter.
Acknowledged. You may proceed with the recalibration.
Okay. I'm just out here cranking a hyperspanner, you know what I'm saying? Man, thank God for this left stick gameplay. Okay, what tool do I need now? Okay. Hello? Oh, this one. The calibration tool.
Beginning recalibration.
Okay, now we get... Alright. Tune nodes to center the circular indicators. Okay. Alright, what the hell does this even mean? So we're just following it? Oh no! I tuned it too much. I tuned it too much. Did you see that? I almost had it in tune until I didn't tune it enough. What a very...
Too much action and harmonics will deflect the alignment.
I don't know what this... Oh, does it pull it towards it? How the hell does this... Yeah! First try!
That wasn't so hard.
That wasn't so hard. I was out here for 6 hours. Oh shit! Oh shit! Crew, red alert! All hands to battle stations! That nerd out on the hull accidentally caused a hull breach. What's up, Kerblet?
My name and my rank. Impressive.
Impressive. Most impressive.
Yes, I'm the chief science officer, and I have the dubious honor of...
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
The Kerblet. What's up, buddy? Kerblet, how you doing, man? Thanks for dropping by. You came here just at the right time. We have engaging Hydro Spanner gameplay. This is fucking Giga Chad face motherfucker over here, right? Yeah, let's go back. Let's see.
I know this ship inside and out.
You think...
Better than just about anyone.
You think pretty highly of yourself.
You seem to think very
Oh my god, his chin is... Oh my god!
With good reason. I'm curious, though. A Kobliad, or half in your case, is an odd choice for first officer, given your vulnerable condition and all.
What?
But if, as an example, we found ourselves in a hostile situation...
Excuse me, sir, how dare you?
Suddenly incapacitated because you needed an infusion, what would happen then?
Punch him. Punch him in the face. That's what the...
Leave Captain Solano without an XO. Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario.
Never been a problem, dick.
My entire career, it's never been an issue, or caused the slightest problem. And I don't expect this to be any different.
I was just curious, that's all.
It's like a typical douchebag response. Hey, I'm just over here asking questions. You know, you're a Kobliad, and I know you gotta take injections, so maybe you're terrible at your job and a horrible person. Maybe. I was just asking questions. It's just a hypothetical.
Listen, can I be blunt, Commander?
You already have been so far.
Stop now.
Commander Sutherland, your predecessor, was one of the best first officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable and his reputation was without equal. I mean no disrespect, but the shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fill. He was loved by the crew. And he was one of my closest friends. So I can only hope that you'll live up to expectations.
There it is.
I don't think I could ever replace Commander Sutherland. And it would be a mistake to even try.
Seeing as Captain Solano is on the starbase, let me give you an update on this ion storm we're flying into. It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen.
Right? Have you checked that chin, Commander Westbrook? the chin itself needs its own little space boots.
At the moment, I can't tell you if the Resolute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns, its nature...
You might want to check your red blinky light.
Countermeasure. Just a moment.
Oh my god. It is very much a Leno chin. Well, you know, hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Resolute. You know.
Energy wave inbound on screen.
Someone has set us up the bomb.
Tracing its trajectory. Starbase docking clamps are holding. The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wideband burst of ionic energy, like a tsunami.
Main screen turn on. It's only one right choice.
2 minutes.
Red alert! Cook the people out on the hull doing repairs. I don't care. Dismiss. Dismiss all of the preschoolers. Close the petting zoo. Unmoor the ship from the docking bays. Close down the Macy's.
Sensor visualization on screen. With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact. 1 minute.
Fire
Shield
all
systems
torpedoes.
are severely impacted.
Full
We
spread.
have limited protection.
I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
We only get one shot at this. We can't afford to get it wrong.
That's right, which is why we need
All right, I'm gonna trust the douchebag because
Commander Westbrook, use the deflector dish.
Already working on it. Optimal timing display. It's going to be tight.
Good. Send the pulse on my command.
he's the senior officer and has more experience, so I'm gonna yield to him instead of the lady who was like, I'm gonna flatter you because I know your whole life story. Nope, it didn't work. Never. What? What? Issue the command when the indicator is green. Oh. What? Don't you guys know when to do this?
Commander Westbrook.
Holy crap.
Use the deflector dish.
I failed the game that has one button gameplay.
Optimal timing displayed. It's going to be tight.
Good. Send the pulse
It's
on
gonna
my
be tight. Red alert, all hands prepare to press R2 at the exact timing. Timing is critical. You must press all the buttons on the PS controller with your face at the same time. Wow. Wow. All right, we're gonna try this again. Weep.
Now.
Okay. Jesus. We got it. Wow.
This is it.
All hands, brace for impact.
The ship got just obliterated in Starbase. Just boom. Oh my god, it didn't work. Oh, they're dead. Oh, they're not dead. Oh, okay. Now we have a super warp core. Get back to the ship!
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
Blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us we need this.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
Sure. So don't come inside the starship where it's safe. Continue to walk around with a giant space storm. Got it. Okay.
We've reached the first access point.
He wants them to die.
Understood. Do you see the override for the level 1 failsafe circuits?
All hands evacuate the poop deck. Really good at this gameplay that you don't have to time.
Affirmative.
This is why I'm so bad at parrying in Dark
It
Souls.
should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without triggering an automatic core shutdown.
Okay, good. Because that sounds bad. Oh, now we gotta go up here. Whoop-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, interlock 1, lock 2, lock 3, lock Loman.
Failsafe override engaged.
Are you sure? I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass circuit.
We need to route the signals so they don't interfere with each other.
This music is straight out of like, you know, a MIDI soundtrack from an old school point and click adventure. Just. We gotta put this chip over there. You're about to die.
Diaz to Resolute. The failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
We're gonna hotwire this baby.
Heads up, Carter.
What is that?
What if the discharge is coalesced?
It's coming right toward us. I'm gonna try to disrupt it with my phaser.
Okay, so I equip the phaser. I aim like this, and I fucking peel it! Oh my god. Wow. Look at that engaging phaser gameplay.
So we gotta climb up the pylon. Not that there's really an up, but, you know.
Right, exactly. I'm gonna take this SD card out, and then I'm gonna make a big stack of SD cards. Can I run at all? I can actually freely control my character now. This is wild. Okay. They've coalesced. Captain, they've adapted. Oh my god. Okay, so this is a lot of them. Can they, like... Can we do something other than... Oh my god, no! Diaz, why?
Yeah. Still took most of it. Just snuck up on me.
That damaged your suit. Energy damping is down to 60%.
My body took the rest of it. This is the weirdest combat I've ever seen. You must attack the giant coalescing energy balls. Okay, do I... Okay, my phaser was not firing. Now it's firing. Okay. By all means, don't run. Oh god, I kind of am. And they're green, too, just like that episode where Dr. Crusher boned a ghost. I didn't even think about it, but these are 100% space ghosts. They're so space ghosts, they're coast to coast.
We're at the regulator. Opening the access panel.
I am now halting the EPS flow to the port nacelle.
My delicious
time before it
booty.
An overload in the engine. You must work efficiently.
Okay. I haven't done any efficient work thus far in my tenure on the ship, but I will... I'm gonna try to suck it up, man. Who designs these interfaces on this ship? It's like you gotta take the crank, then you gotta crank it, and then you get...
Adjusters reset to neutral.
Thank God. Okay. So... Oh, we have to line up the little wavily doos? Is that what we do? Okay.
The EPS lines to the port warp engine are back in balance.
This is my first day, but I'm really good.
Once I cycle the manifold nozzles, choke up.
I can't hear you over the music, bud. Sound mix is terrible. Oh god, the whole starbase is coming apart. Oh my god. It seems like a problem, no? The captain's finally done getting his goddamn coffee. It's like, oh, maybe I should get to the bridge. Oh no. Holy crap, JC, a bomb. Oh, I was crushed by debris because I was... Okay, hang on. I get another chance to not be killed. What button was I even supposed to press? Oh, left stick. You gotta duck!
Wow.
Wow.
A lot of debris coming down. All vibrations, too. We can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the ship from that other docking clamp or the hull will be ripped apart.
Yep.
There's a problem. The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency.
Yeah, they didn't.
It's not working.
Not working.
What are our options?
The docking clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another one.
Starbase is hailing us.
Put him through.
Resolute, the remaining mooring arm is failing. You need to disengage from the starbase now. The damage to the station will be catastrophic.
We have crew outside and are looking for
We
the
have
safest
people
way
on this station. If that mooring arm breaks, we could lose dozens of crew.
Ah.
Commander, hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamps.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
Yeah, it's a Star Trek game.
Solano, put me on screen.
We're reversing the polarity.
Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order.
Jesus.
Chara?
Captain, you brought me here because you trusted me. Can you trust me now?
You better be sure you make the right decision.
What a dick.
The captain made himself quite clear.
They're gonna get hammered with debris out there. Reverse the polarity.
They've been drinking all day. They're gonna get hammered.
There is protocol.
Reverse the polarity.
Stand by. We're gonna flip whole polarity to disengage the clamps.
That was trophy worthy, apparently. The captain's like, I can't believe you didn't listen to me, even though I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Be advised, we are going to reverse whole polarity to free us from the remaining docking clamp. Tether yourself and deactivate your groups on my mark.
Everybody get your safety tether. Here we go, kids.
8, 7,
I
6,
better make sure I don't
5,
miss a critical
4,
button prompt.
3, 2,
Oh, I'm tethered. Did I? Okay.
8, 7,
I did it again.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Okay.
1.
So the button said R2, but it was in a circle because you had to. This is the worst interface I've ever seen.
Mark.
Do it! Do it! Oh God! Good thing I'm tethered. It's ripping me in half. Yeah, I'm gonna have to capture that failure sound.
I got you.
Thank you.
Thank you for saving me.
Plasma imbalance is reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
I got it.
Oh God, I get to crank something again. Oh, thank God. I gotta remove the. Oh, this really heavy crank. Why does Starfleet make these cranks so heavy? Oh my God, give it a little extra gas. We got a left stick plus R2. Let's go. She's gonna blow. She's gonna blow. I have to move the left stick in just the proper way, or else I'm in big trouble. Power of teamwork. Both sticks going the same direction. I gotta play more Telltale games. Or more games by former Telltale people. So their idea of difficulty is to reverse the order of directions and make the UI less easy to understand, apparently.
I got you.
I got you.
Petty Officer Etzelar's hurt and unconscious.
You're not floating away from me just because the UI is weird.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed, and you are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull the way you came.
Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
There's an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Etzelar there to access the interior.
Okay.
Roger that.
I'm gonna start going really slowly. I gotta hold left stick as much as I can. Now I'm done, because now it's a cutscene again. Gotta get out my phaser. You know, there's an Expanse Telltale game, I think. That would be a fun one to play on stream, too. I have to imagine there's at least as much bullshit as there is in this game. Probably more. Yeah, it's a real emergency, Dan, so we're moving as slow as we possibly can. Along the warp nacelle that is loaded with plasma that's about to explode. Get ready to duck. Nope. Just left stick this time. Thought she was gonna stab him for a second.
You go first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time.
What?
No time to fight me on this. Get in there.
You better be right behind me.
Okay, if she dies, I'm gonna be very upset. Okay, good. We're good. Nope, she's gonna die. Okay. Did it scramble her brain? What happened? No!
We're in.
I killed her. I'm a monster.
They're safe, bringing the Sith fully online.
She... Now we got some goddamn integrity. We got some structural integrity. We got the structural integrity field. The price of duty. At least one body. Yeah, I don't know. They definitely said, they're like, yeah, you did it. You saved the crew. But, like, that was a face-melting amount of whatever space ghost juice that was out there. The price of booty. And to you I say the price of booty is never too high. So, these are like chapters and stuff, I guess. Each of those, like, episode titles is like a different chapter or something. So Captain Solano was clearly furious that we decided to not listen to him, even though he didn't have all of the information, even though it clearly saved 2 members of the crew, or 1.5 probably. They're all happy with us because so Lieutenant Bedrosian admired Jara's instincts to protect the crew when Starbase ordered her to disengage the docking clamps. And she thought highly of Jara's efforts to explain the complexity of the situation to Captain Solano. She was relieved when Jara defied Captain Solano's orders and made her own command decision. Are we gonna stage a mutiny? We gonna tell Captain Solano to go pack it in? We got this thing. We can clearly command this ship better than he can. Maybe he should get less coffees. You know what I'm saying? Commander Westbrook respected Jara's inclination to protect the crew when Starbase ordered her to disengage. So he was happy about it too. He was happy with our decision making. Someone needs time in the brig, right? This looks like... So Captain Solano reminds me of the type of captain who eventually gets promoted to admiral, and then he's the type of admiral who shows up on the show who winds up being a badmiral. You know what I'm saying? An old badmiral situation. It'd be like the badmiral of the week. Did not approve of her unwillingness to follow protocol when she defied... Yeah, so he's a rule follower, so typical nonsense that you would expect from Commander Chovak. Ensign Calloway was grateful for Jarrison's... Oh, he's still focusing on the shuttle. Ensign Calloway has not been brought up to speed, so... All right. Check in with this person who's hulking out on the door.
Carter.
I'm okay.
Carter, you okay?
But that's a lot.
Here, let me help you.
Clearly cooked. Take that helmet off, and she's just like, okay, here we go. Look under there and see. Jesus Christ.
Medical. We've got 1 wounded at my location. Millie.
Oh, man.
Her face is just stuck like that now. She's only got half cooked.
We'll see you at sickbay.
You told me to go first.
Status report. The repair crew made it inside. EPS flow is back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
How does this affect mission readiness, Mr. Ermont?
Releasing the docking clamps using hull polarity minimized damage to the Resolution.
Cut me, Mick.
We'll have some last-minute repairs to make, but if we reapportion some of the staff, we can make our departure on time. As of now, however, we are successfully moored to the station.
Good to hear. Send updates to my ready room. Commander Rydek, with me.
Okay. If this is a dressing down, I'm going to be very upset. Why didn't you follow my orders? Slams table. Okay. It's quiet.
You disobeyed my orders. Well,
Hey, have fun chucking plastic, man. It was the right decision, homie.
Respectfully, Captain, I made the right choice given the
you
information I had.
disobeyed my orders. And not just in front of the bridge crew, but the Starbase staff as well. That's going to get around. My name's already tarnished around the fleet.
So...
But what is it going to do to my credibility on this ship? From the top to the bottom. Bridge to lower decks.
Alright, you didn't have the facts, man. I'm just gonna...
Captain, I told you I'd be honest, so here it is. Maybe I shouldn't have disobeyed a direct order, but you were wrong. You weren't on board, and you didn't have all the information. So I made the right decision for the ship. If you're worried about your credibility, put your ego aside and trust your crew.
Yeah!
Trust me.
Yeah!
You might have won some fans on the bridge with that stunt, but not everyone. Lieutenant Commander Chovak has already bent my ear.
I'm sure he doesn't take it personally. He'll get over it in time.
Mr. Chovak is more complicated than he would want to admit. I guess we all are.
Wait.
And if I'm being honest, I'm not sure what I would have done in the moment either. You never really know if you weren't in those shoes. So, let's just boil it down to you did what you had to.
Thanks for understanding, I guess?
Thank you for understanding, sir. I'm sure no one knows the burden of command.
He really hated those crew members out there. He's like, listen, this was the perfect opportunity. You don't understand how long I've been trying to kill off Petty Officer Edselar. I just cannot stand her. And Carter. Don't get me started on Carter.
As well as you do.
I'm sure you will, someday. Despite it all, we got our final Starfleet clearance to depart. So if you'll fetch Mr. Hermod, knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, we'll set off for Otari.
Yes, sir.
Nothing works. They just won't die. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Kerblet. It's like, Jesus, this guy's ego is bigger than the frickin' ship. All I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. And a keg of beer. Because the captain of the ship is a tyrannical dickhead.
All departments reporting full mission readiness. We've got our full complement on board.
This is my favorite moment, right now.
The turbo lift?
Mission is always full of possibility.
The Orion Syndicate can sell it as a drug.
Don't let the Admiralty hear you say that.
Captain on the bridge.
Sit. Sit, everyone.
Did you just tell him to sit like a dog? Sit!
You all know,
Sit, everyone.
we're not big on speeches. We're embarking on the first mission since our refit. Let's make it a good one. Disengage docking clamps.
End of speech. Let's go to work. Alright, everybody. I really need a dub.
Thrusters ahead, Mr. Handar.
So work hard and do what I say. I will say the thing that they get from Star Trek on this is just the glory shots.
Otari system. Prepare to go to warp 8.
Hi, Captain.
You know what? You take this one.
Man, this sound mix is terrible. Engage.
Engage.
And while we're at it, kill those two petty officers. God, I can't stand thinking about how they were this close to being cooked. We could have blown them up with explosive bolts.
Simple, but effective.
Engaging sitting in chair gameplay. It's so bad, Kerblet.
Careful.
Thank you. I'm fine.
I went to go sit in the chair and almost fell.
You don't look fine.
Because you're a Kobliad, and I'm a racist. I gotta check my Ring of Doom that tells me that I am low on magic feel better juice.
Get to sickbay.
Go.
Commander, help me get her inside.
I need more of the wakey juice. I have to get my medicine. My space duridium. Didn't have to chain me to the medical table, but okay. Oh, it's an IV.
That was
Okay.
quite a scare. A few minutes more and it would have been one of the shortest tenures on record for a first officer.
Is that the engineer that was out on the hull?
That storm did a real number on her, but she'll live. Just needs rest. You should worry about yourself. Your duridium levels got dangerously low and destabilized your cell structure.
This is definitely one of the more memorable first days I can think of.
My name is Dr. Aram Duval, Chief Medical Officer. To be honest, I've never met a Kobliad before. You're
rare. I know.
As rare as the duridium in my
going to
blood.
say special. Your people's numbers have dwindled despite the Federation's efforts to find a more readily available alternative to the duridium you need to survive. Yet you joined Starfleet and managed to thrive. I imagine the responsibility must be overwhelming. Maybe even a burden at times.
It's an honor.
It does make me unique, but it's not a burden at all. I'm honored to be Kobliad, to represent my people.
As you should be. And don't worry, I won't treat you like a science experiment. I just do the science and leave the experiments to Solano.
Except for now.
Don't agree with his methods?
I don't agree with his definition of acceptable risks. Not when the lives of your crew are at stake.
Ooh.
My professional opinion is that the accident took a toll. More than he's willing to admit. He's overstressed, operating in the pressure cooker of his own mind. Which is never a good headspace when the lives of your crew are at stake. What concerns me is that now he's even further away from the thing he's been chasing his entire career. Breakthrough discovery. A major innovation. Something he can put his name on. But the more the time passes and the further out of reach it gets, the more risk he'll be willing to take. People become blinded by their own ambition.
I won't let that happen.
I hear you. That's my job, isn't it? To make sure that doesn't happen.
I mean, they are setting the captain up to be a big douchebag.
Which is exactly why I'm so glad you're here. We need you now more than ever. I have to give you credit for what happened on the bridge. It took guts to defy a direct order.
I guess word travels fast around here.
Yeah, everybody hates the captain.
And everyone's curious about the new XO. Fortunately, your cell structure is almost completely stabilized. And I'll spare us both the lecture, but I do feel it's my responsibility to remind you, without regular infusions of duridium, you will not live. It's as simple as that.
Understood.
Then, my work here is done.
So, was she just late with her, like, duridium infusions, or did, like, stress bring it on, or...
Sorry, I didn't mean to be lurking outside of sickbay.
But that thing I told you that would
I didn't
happen.
want to intrude, so it felt
Totally
more
happened.
appropriate to wait out here. We were all worried about you.
Captured.
Or I should say I was. I wasn't sure what was happening at first. But then I realized it was your condition.
Yeah, you didn't come to gloat. I'm gonna throw that at him.
Sure you didn't come here to gloat? Remind me that you saw this coming the moment I stepped on board.
Make no mistake, I like being right. And I won't be quiet about it when I am. But it didn't happen at the worst time. You made it through that. So I guess I was wrong. And a bit of a jerk.
He can still hold his station on the bridge, Dan. Because the chin is holding down his chair.
You trusted my intuition earlier, with the deflector pump. I felt I should thank you for that.
Well, thank you for coming. Even though you didn't have to.
I wanted to.
Look at this, we're making friends. We have the one guy who hated us. So far it feels like we piss off the captain and we befriend everybody else. So it's like...
Complete the diagnostic sequence and the shuttle will be cleared for service.
Yes, sir.
Is that the choice? Side with the captain or side with the crew?
So we need all available shuttlecraft in working order.
Discount engineering, Spock.
Excuse me, Commander.
Petty Officer Maris. I will leave you to your work.
Yeah, listen, the background sound of the shuttle bay is at like a 10, and the voices of the characters speaking the dialogue is at like a 2. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty mutinous. I'm not like, look at this guy. Look at his like, everybody at the starbase saw what you said to me, and then it made it look like I didn't know what I was doing, and I'm really mad about it. Like, man, forget about you. I can't hear you. This is all my fault. We're gonna okay, we're gonna check like sound settings to see. Let's see. So sound effects, dialogue volume, master volume. So we're gonna turn the master volume up a little bit. We're gonna definitely turn the sound effects volume down. Like, I have to correct their sound mix, I guess. Okay.
Maybe, but I wouldn't want to see you hurt like that.
Maybe a little better? Can I also turn on, like, subtitles? Because, yeah. Alright, we're doing that too.
Dr. Duvall said she'll be back on duty soon, though.
Lead pipe sound.mp4.
I have to run the final diagnostic.
We're aboard the Melville. It's not Star Trek without a Moby Dick reference.
I've got a long to-do list before we get to Hotari, and things are piling on faster than I can check them off. We're making all our last-minute checks in security, too. Tactical and security are short-staffed.
Well, nothing's ever 100%, but we'll be good to go.
And if you wait until you are ready, it's probably too late. Which is why I didn't want to wait for just the right time.
Or Thrill
I think
House.
about this while I was away. Then you and Millie almost got killed out on the hull. And I thought it was important that I just come out and tell you.
Yeah, that was a scary couple of hours, huh?
Around it. Or worse.
This is just a guess, but you like me. Is that what this is?
Hey.
How'd you know?
Hey.
Must have been pretty obvious. Which is funny because kind of came out of nowhere for me at first.
This is the fastest. This is a faster relationship than Baldur's Gate.
Well, I was hoping.
I guess that makes this a little easier to say.
How'd you know? Looked at the menu.
We've been really good friends for a long time. I want to see if there's more between us than just being friends.
Ooh. I feel the same way, baby.
You don't have to explain it. I feel the same way.
Right here in this shuttlecraft. What?
So, do you want to find out what something is?
Hey, Paul.
If it's there for you, and it's there for me,
That's.
why not give it a try?
We've been playing this game for an hour. We've had 3 scenes with these characters. And yeah, we got some romance in the shuttlecraft.
I like that.
Paul, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Definitely felt some pressure coming down to see you.
These are uncharted territories.
Attention crew, there will be no further makeouts in the shuttlecraft Melville or any other shuttlecraft. Attention crew. This means everyone. Thank you.
I'd call it a chemistry experiment.
Hey, thanks.
You know, with us.
Do we tell Edsolar? No. I'm glad you said something.
I'm just really glad that you said something.
Because I've felt this way
I've
for a
seen
long
how you
time.
operate. I couldn't wait for you to make the first move. I'm glad to.
So whatever happens next is great with me.
Those green ghosties were just looking for love.
Diagnostic complete.
I have to get back to that to-do list.
one diagnostic.
They're probably looking for me.
Can't blame them.
Is that Seth Green? I don't think so.
I'll be seeing you.
See you, Space Cowboy. Yeah, the facial animations are rough. Like that. So, Paul, do you know anything about this game? We're playing the Star Trek game. You know, the what is this? Star Trek Resurgence. This guy right here. It's a Telltale game, but not a Telltale game because it's made by Dramatic Labs. I've never heard of this game at all. Well, you're in luck. Isn't that why you come to the twitch.tv? Yeah, it's so it's Jesus. So it's also on it's PS5 game. It's on Steam. I think it was an Epic Game exclusive for a while because every weirdo niche title is for a period of time. But yeah, we're on the USS Resolute. We are warping off towards a space anomaly, and we are going to meet up with a special guest star diplomat for diplomatic functions. So far, we have had engaging point the right stick in the correct location gameplay and click the R2 button at the correct time gameplay. We've been killed, I think, 3 times. So yeah.
Helm, bring us out of warp.
Dropping to impulse.
We're about to reach something space. Hey, that's a lot of asteroids. What the hell are you doing?
Surging, Captain.
It's me. I'm the Diplo. Oh, the shields. Oh, God.
We can take it.
We are at the correct coordinates to meet the shuttle.
Yes, that's what you do with the romantic mission, the side quests. Yes. Giggity.
Aye, Captain. Let's reduce the noise. Filter out environmental signals. I can manually tune what's left for Federation signal types.
Okay. So we just spin, just twirling towards freedom.
I've located the shuttle.
Opening comms.
On screen.
Shuttle to Resolute. Shuttle to Resolute. Debris field. Lost maneuvering.
We're out here spinning.
Losing.
Can't get it any clearer.
Oh, God!
Get a transporter lock. It's just not happening.
Power up the tractor beam. We'll pull them directly into the docking bay.
Oh yeah, the captain's a dick too. He's the literal worst. He got.
Diaz, you good to run the tractor emitter?
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. Why did the shuttlecraft? Oh, the shuttlecraft is from the Excelsior. What?
Come on, Diaz.
That's cool.
First thing, lock onto the shuttle and stabilize the rotation.
Okay. Stabilize. Left stick twirling. Twirling. Oh, we did it. Shuttlecraft Grayson from the USS Excelsior. This is like the actual Excelsior? What's going on here?
We're pulling in debris.
Oh no, rocks got in the way. Okay, use the tractor beam to deflect. Okay, we gotta deflect this asteroid. Oh, we gotta go right in the middle here. Okay, get out of here. Get out of here, asteroid. Not today. Okay, this one too. Get out of here. Oh, we're supposed to be protecting the shuttle or the ship? Don't crush that shuttlecraft, okay? There we go. All right. Do it. You got it. You got it. All the asteroids. Oh, thank God. That was a rough couple of minutes, but we did it. Yeah, I redid all my Twitch scenes.
That's gonna take out the shuttle.
And I was like,
Diaz, the bridge.
if it's Star
There's a
Trek
large piece of
themed,
debris headed for the shuttle. The tractor beam can't handle it.
I should do a Star Trek game.
I believe so.
Commander Ryder, plot an intercept course.
We're going to extend the shields? Or are we just going to headbutt the asteroid? What are we going to do? Wait, what? What am I doing? Okay, display trajectory, plot an intercept course. Engage. Okay.
Here we go. Maneuvering thrusters bearing 53 Mark 17, 200 meters on an intercept course.
Maneuvering.
I could play the objectively best Star Trek game ever made.
Got it.
Star Trek Bridge Commander. That game frickin' rules.
Someone's working hard on the bridge.
You missed us headbutting asteroids with the tractor beam. Man, we pulled that ship in fast. Yeah, Bridge Commander ruled. It was like 2004, 2005 PC game. Pretty sweet. I've got it on Good Old Games. I should just go through my Good Old Games collection of classic Star Trek PC games. Be some good stuff.
We got the shuttlecraft on board.
2002, okay.
On our way down to meet them.
Man, the VR Star Trek game was awesome. It was really good. Yeah, Star Trek Bridge Crew. Played that one a little bit. It was very fun.
Terra firma, so to speak.
Look who it is.
Ambassador Spock.
Look who it is, you guys. Spock!
The captain will be right down to meet you, sir.
Spock!
In that case, I will wait for him here.
It's a pretty decent sound alike, I feel like. No, it's not Leonard Nimoy. Nope. Let's say welcome aboard.
Well, let me be the first to say welcome to the Resolute, Ambassador.
Thank you, Petty Officer...
Carter?
Carter?
Carter Diaz. Sir.
Carter,
I
sir.
am pleased to meet you, Petty Officer Carter Diaz. It appears I have you to thank for my safe arrival. Your assistance arrived not a moment too soon, if I may say so.
You're very welcome, sir. I'm glad we could get you here in one piece.
Indeed.
Petty Officer
We
Seth
thought
Green.
we were prepared for our arrival in Hotari space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for such intense ionic activity.
The storm has been pretty intense.
There was an element that was most unusual.
That was Element Zero.
Before you came to our aid, our maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines were rendered inoperable. So we attempted a short traversal at warp speed, only to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed no faults or anomalies. What do you make of that? When all indications say that warp speed is possible, but in practice, we find it is not.
I can't speculate.
I'd rather investigate than speculate.
A sound principle.
Haha.
Take readings, run some additional diagnostic checks, and we'll get to the bottom
Dan
of this.
Dolph.
Quite logical, Petty Officer.
They got pills for that now, you know.
Thank you.
Ambassador Spock,
Excuse me.
I'm honored to have you aboard. I'd like to get right to it. We're already behind.
We're already behind. Paul, how you been, man? Good to see you. I don't want to alarm anyone, but not only am I streaming for a little bit longer now, but I might stream tomorrow afternoon too. Because I would like to be on the twitch.tv. So, thanks for dropping by.
Ambassador Spock, my senior staff.
I will say this game is jank, and, you know, it's filled with all the typical Telltale game kind of nonsense, but it is, I mean, it's compelling. It's Star Trek. I can't be mad at Star Trek, particularly Star Trek in a video game. Could be better. I'm sorry to hear that, man. You want to catch up sometime, holler at me. Just hit me. Jump on a call with you. Diaz reminds me of John Leguizamo. Kind of, actually. Yes, now that you mention that. 100%. Somebody get Jay Leno 3 more chairs. Yeah, exactly. Star Trek is at its best when there's always got to be a little bit of camp. Just a little bit.
It's not every day that a captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend aboard.
Can you guys believe this?
You flatter me, Captain Solano. But legend implies the past tense, whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
I didn't mean to suggest you were stuck in the past. You're right, Ambassador. Not the most diplomatic choice of words.
I'll just step in here, Captain.
Your experience comes from the past. But our present situation calls for it.
True enough.
We were hoping you could fill us in on the details.
Yeah.
We got the basics from Starfleet. 2 formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war.
Then there's this space
Indeed.
storm.
And the tension between them grows fiercer by the hour.
There's a lot of sound effects for a hologram of a spatial grid. Okay. Story time.
Illyrians are the more advanced species. They made first contact with the Hotari over a century ago. This is Tau, the Hotari.
Photos of Spider-Man. I didn't make that connection before, but Captain Solano 100% looks like J. Jonah Jameson. Bring me pictures of that webbed weirdo. That's why he's so angry all the time.
Dilithium, and for decades, the Hotari and the Illyrians have shared a mining operation there. The Illyrians provide the technological resources.
Very much Omni-Man.
while the Hotari
Yeah,
have served
that
as the
also
labor
fits.
force. The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace, until recently. The Hotari have suddenly and forcefully seized control of the mining operations and expelled the Illyrians from their system. That is the official story, as told by the Hotari when they requested Federation mediation.
This feels a little bit like that TNG episode where there's the one planet that makes the Felicium, the drug, and then they got the other planet addicted to it. It's not quite as bad, right? But you've got one technologically advanced planet, and then the other planet that's acting as a labor force, you know, right? Ah, exploitation, yes. I'll find Spider-Man if I have to hunt him into the Delta Quadrant.
But the details
Take it through the
remain
wormhole.
Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interference.
How did this happen?
How is it the Hotari were able to turn the tables and take the mines against superior forces, especially after decades in this arrangement?
Unclear.
Viva la
The answer to
revolution.
that question may be the key to a new, lasting peace, and one that I hope we can uncover during these negotiations. But it is unlikely the relatively primitive Hotari forces would stand a chance against the Illyrian fleet if this escalates to open war. Left unchecked, this conflict will result in more bloodshed.
Big
which
purple
is what we are
ships
here to prevent.
against
And
small
the
orange
dilithium
ships.
trade hangs in the balance.
Clearly, the Hotari have been exploited in this relationship.
Maybe we can persuade them peace is the more profitable alternative for everyone. They both profited from the mines. And for the Hotari, something is better than nothing. Peace is our objective, after all.
We can call it profitable or mutually beneficial, but at the end of the day, the Hotari are still being exploited for their own resources.
Boy, the captain
Peace
hates
is not
us.
merely the absence
He
of
hates
war.
us so much.
And as such, this conflict will surely come again.
Neither the Illyrians or the Hotari are members of the Federation, so we can't make them do anything.
There is an additional complicating factor I should mention.
Oh, yes.
In the past, the Federation has relied on the Illyrians as a source of dilithium.
We're culpable?
That certainly changes things.
What?
The Federation sources its dilithium from a lot of places.
Oh, that's literally a choice, so I guess we're
one of them.
culpable.
So we've already played a part in this.
Unfortunately, that is indeed the case, Commander Rydek.
We're morally obligated to make this right.
Hold on.
Damn it, Spock.
Our only obligation is to
Spock.
negotiate the peaceful resolution of this conflict.
This captain is a factory that just makes bad takes. He's just like, listen now, hold on. The only thing I want is to get my names in the science books, deal with this diplomatic thing with as little effort as possible, and finally capture Spider-Man. That's all I want to do.
The Federation's involvement in the Illyrium dilithium trade.
This guy sucks.
Captain Solano and I must make every effort to appear neutral in these negotiations.
That means
What
we
worries me
can
is
tip the
if
scales.
this whole thing unravels and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
Considering what the ion storm has done to our ship, and the Ambassador's shuttle, we have to assume the Illyrian fleet has had problems with it as well. This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
Commander Westbrook is correct. The energy anomalies around the Hotari systems have been noted in the past. But they have never been observed on the orders of magnitude we have seen in recent
It's a
weeks.
perfect storm, maybe?
That may answer why the Hotari were able to strike back after so long.
Yeah.
They finally had an opportunity, and they took it.
That would also explain the Illidians' restraint.
And reason to learn as much about the energy anomaly as we can while we are
Yeah,
here.
science,
We
bitch!
do not want to be caught at a disadvantage of our own. So I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a
indeed.
strict timetable here, and we're going to be leaving for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you all.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Dismissed.
I want to speak to both of you privately.
I can sense how badly your captain sucks, and that the commander knows what she's
Ambassador
talking about.
Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
Commander, as you are aware,
Ambassador.
there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do in our official capacity as representatives of the Federation. But someone in an unofficial capacity, your first officer, for example, would not be bound by those restrictions.
Yeah.
Commander Rydek could
Wait, why?
ingratiate herself to certain
Rex.
parties behind the scenes,
Commander.
where they may be more candid in revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
She certainly goes her own way. Maybe that helps in this case. It would be unconventional, but I'm not opposed to it.
Whatever it takes.
I'm perfectly happy to work outside the lines.
Wait,
And by extension, you will be doing your duty, Commander.
wait,
Just not too far outside the line.
wait. That's not exactly what I wanted to
Commander
say. That's the Mass Effect problem. Where you're like, yeah, whatever it takes. And they're like, I'm totally willing to break all of the Federation's stated rules and policies. And just, it's not quite the tone I was going for.
Have more luck finding out what really happened
All right.
than we will through official diplomatic channel.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the
Obviously.
Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
Right, X 100% going to the dark side. Yeah, I said it. I'll say it again. You'll fuck the Prime Directive. Pretty. So why was Spock on a shuttlecraft from the Excelsior? Is that made clear at all?
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have
Do you think Spider-Man is bound by the Prime Directive? Of course not. Get me more photos.
already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock.
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready. I need you both to ascertain the root cause of the system failures he encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the Ambassador and his many accomplishments, but I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with him. Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with.
The ambassador asked me to take a look, and I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good. You could
I'll
learn
do
from
it.
Mr. Diaz's focus.
I'll take notes.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report.
Yeah, it's
Carry
like
on.
it's this shuttlecraft that he kept. Like Sulu
One nice
gave
thing
it to
about
him from the Excelsior, and so it's just like it's the car that he takes out everywhere on the road trip. It's like Ambassador Spock's remaining eccentricity. Yes, I have this shuttlecraft that I've kept for 100 years. Every once in a while, I throw it in the garage and put an extra Hemi in it.
Chovak is the only person who didn't look at this and treat me like I was something to pity.
I'll give you the pity face.
Doc says I should get used to it.
Makes you look
Doesn't
tough.
mean I want to be reminded of it every minute of the day.
Don't they have dermal
You won't
regenerators?
get pity from me. I think it makes you look tough. As tough as you really are, that is.
And that makes you sound pretty smart. I might need you to save me from myself next time, though. Come on. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Let's bleep bloop and do some engaging right stick, right trigger gameplay.
Ready to go?
All set. Let's run the diagnostic.
So wait, what did she say? She was... Ed Solar thought Carter was clever in his approach to appeasing her anger over... Okay, that doesn't look like a happy face. That looks like a neutral face, I guess. Was not terribly impressed by Carter's use of the tractor beam to rescue his shuttle. And he was glad to see... Okay, alright. Weird. Captain still hates us, right? Captain Solano's fury over having his orders defied. Yeah, he's still pissed off about the fact that we didn't kill those two. A neutral face for the neutral zone. Exactly. Let's run a diagnostic. Diagnostics. Beep boop right here. Begin diagnostic. Look at me using L cars.
So, I know about your talk with Miranda.
You do?
She sent me a Priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Yeah, we were making out in the shuttle. No big deal.
I'm only going to tell you this once. Don't screw this up. Because I would be very unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms. That just isn't gonna work for me.
Have some faith.
You really don't believe in me, huh?
It's not you. Or her. Just running the numbers, and things don't work out more often than they do. I like my friends, and I like our group.
If you screw this up,
that?
I'm gonna make your face
Is that thing done?
look like my face.
It's wrapping up. Let's see. The relays along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Huh. Well, maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something.
All right, bro, just controlling his arm. It's just like, brr, brr, oh, the data recorder. Beep, 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 beep.
Here.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point. No faults, just those warnings. What are they?
Okay, so let's go here. Beep.
The warp field became inverted suddenly.
Oh no.
I've seen this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look.
It's just like, you can tell this is like some real Best Buy Geek Squad level shit where it's like, I don't know, man. The cracked coil would have thrown a code. Put it in the machine and see what code it spits out. I don't know.
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
Wow. They're lucky the shuttle didn't turn inside out.
I saw that
Makes
happen
me think
once.
the computer panicked on the warp field equation.
I don't think computers panic, my guy, but okay.
Subspace variance out of tolerance. What does that mean?
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
Will the array going offline cause that?
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
We don't have any of those codes, man.
Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
If it was caused by a system failure.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll forward to when that happened.
Yes, ma'am.
Breep, 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 breep.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
There. That's the relays blowing.
And look, there's another warp system alert.
They're all the same. Subspace variance out of tolerance, or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Come on,
Then
oh,
it's
y'all,
one of
this is
two
sabotage.
things. Either a warp coil is cracked or the navigation array is offline.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer. You want to check the warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other. Let's not overcomplicate this.
I'm
One
gonna
of these
check the
systems
coils.
is likely broken.
I'll check the nacelles for a cracked coil.
Okay. Now we get engaging tricorder based gameplay. Your tricorder can record and analyze data. Looking through it will reveal the unseen. Use square. Okay, so triangle equips our phaser, square equips our tricorder. Hold R2. So all this to tell me that I can scan things that glow with R2. You must be close to some objects to scan them. Watch the frame of the screen to see if you are too far away. Alright, let's just whip out this tricorder here. Passive scan mode. Alright, scan these coils here. Alright, buddy. Okay. Alright. Oh my god, I can walk around with the tricorder. This is where it's at. I 100% stand by what I said before, where this would be really cool gameplay if this was a VR title. Some objects you scan will activate a deep scan. Ooh, now this is pod racing. During a deep scan, use L1 and R1 to switch between different scan modes to search for glowing objects. This mode, the mode indicators on the tricorder will blink if there is an object to find in that mode. When you have scanned all objects, the frame will change color. Hold L2 to analyze the data and finish the scan. Incredible. Okay, so I'm in... Oh, okay, so we've got biological scan mode, we've got chemical scan mode, and we've got radiation scan mode. I think, like, radiation makes the most sense. Right? Blah, 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 blah. Static field. In their standby state, warp coils produce a residual electromagnetic field, no deviations detected. Word. When using the tricorder, don't do what Donnie Don't does. Okay, we got any chemicals? Ooh. Chemicals. The center coils guide the warp field through its focal event, maintaining a collimated thrust vector. No fractures detected. All right, we got any biological contaminants on this this mamma jamma? No. Huh? Okay. So I didn't find any. Is there other radiation or other radioactive? Radioactive. Polyforani deposits. The leading coils show evidence of routine maintenance to repair microabrasion from neutrino interactions. Okay. All right. Did I get everything? I think it says it's got an L2 there where it wasn't me. Kai, we know you contaminated this warp coil, and don't even act like it wasn't you. All right. So I found a bunch of stuff that was just regular routine maintenance.
I checked every coil on the port nacelle for imbalances. If any coil in either engine were cracked, I would have detected it. So it must be the navigation array.
Except it's not. Checked and double-checked.
Well, the readings don't lie.
Here comes the security detail for the way team.
These readings don't lie, but Oh, hi guys. I did not drop the ship. It fell.
Hey.
Hey, baby.
I'm not here.
It's time for a meet cute
in
the shuttle bay.
Surface as soon as they come down from the bridge.
Oh god, she's totally gonna die.
Important work. I was just hoping to see.
I just realized we're a love interest. She's totally gonna die.
The others will be here any minute now. Should be an interesting ride down to the surface.
Come on, I'm never too busy to make time for you.
That's not true.
No. But I am glad you came by.
A rip.
Now that's more accurate.
I gotta be precise with you.
Then Worf's gonna show up
hey,
and he's gonna take responsibility.
And you're the phaser jockeys we always beat in Parisi squares, right?
All aboard for Hotari.
That another one of the captain's railroad things?
Gotta be.
All aboard.
I just usually zone out by the time he gets to the whole steam engines were the warp drives of their day part.
Oh, Captain.
Catch y'all later.
You and your eccentricities about loving trains. Didn't anyone build model ships as boys?
I do have to go.
Make out later.
Not gonna lie, I'd rather not leave right now.
Kiss her!
More important things on my mind.
Kiss her! Boom! That's definitely not regulation. Yeah, that is a fantastic blooper.
That was nice.
Going in hot?
It was.
Save some of that for when I get back.
Both of you are fired immediately.
You got a deal.
We get put in the brig. There'll be no making out in the shuttle bay.
Seeing you.
We've got to catch Spider-Man. Lower decks dalliance. Oh, I got a trophy for kissing her. Let's go. Video games.
Larda Diaz. If you could float back down to reality, we still have a ways to go.
Oh, sorry, I can't hear you.
All right, where were we?
So, the warp coils in the navigation array are
Mr.
fine,
Wolf.
but the nav computer doesn't seem to think so.
I'm out of ideas short of field stripping the shuttle from bow to stern.
You wanna take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Oh, real hands-on maintenance. I like it. Okay, the nav computer is patched into the ship.
The ship's computer can double-check our work.
Somebody filled this computer with
Shuttle's nav computer's
Doritos.
putting out false data.
That's the
We'll know
problem.
it.
Let's run through the shuttle's logs again.
Running now.
Running. Boom. Fatal error.
Same. Warp field inversion and a cascade failure. However, the Resolute computer doesn't show the same subspace variance.
We're in the same conditions that the shuttle was in
Mr.
when it
Wolf.
failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
What if the subspace variance was a momentary occurrence?
That's a possibility, and it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings failed to reproduce the issue.
But a subspace anomaly strong enough to cause a warp field collapse would leave graviton ripples for days.
It's a subspace anomaly. My favorite subspace anomaly is your mommy. Ha ha.
Let's run
Lamau
with
got
the
him.
momentary subspace variance theory for now. Roll forward to the shuttle's attempt to re-engage the warp drive. We need the conditions of space around the shuttle at the moment of warp failure.
Resuming simulation.
According to the logs, the condition of space at that time was generally fucked. See?
Error in warp field calculation. Cochrane formula variables are out of range.
That right there. Take the shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure returned non-orthogonal. Results are undefined.
That doesn't help.
Wait, what if we use a different ship?
Put the Resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah, it should warp just fine. Unless
there's a problem
Computer?
with space.
Run the simulation with the Resolute.
I am an expert on space, and let me tell you, there is something clearly wrong with space.
Computer, give me manual control on the warp power.
Okay, just punch her up to high warp.
Intensity, warp 1.1. 1.2. 3. Warp pressure is destabilizing. Error in warp field calculation. The warp drive has experienced a system-wide cascade failure.
Well, that's a
warp
problem.
Field collapsed. Subspace variance is out of tolerance.
Looks like
Cochrane formula results are undefined.
Bingo.
we have a problem with the
else?
same formula.
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship. Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us. The Resolute will not sustain warp.
We can't leave Hotari space.
We're trapped here. That's what I just said. Bum, bum, bum. Now we must go talk to these purple people. All right. I think it is about time for me to go get some din-din. So I'm gonna wrap it here for today. But the purple people eaters, exactly. But I'm digging this game so far. It's jank, like it's very, 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 very Telltale Games jank. But it's Star Trek, and you can't be mad at Star Trek. So it's good stuff. I will probably all aboard. We found this in your mom's sock drawer. Exactly. Thanks for hanging out. Good to be back on stream again. I'm going to try to make this a more regular thing. I'm not going to try to do like a schedule or anything like that, but I'll keep trying to throw info out on the Discord. But I think I'm going to stream tomorrow afternoon, too, and play more of this. There's no sync. Is there anybody on that we should go raid real quick? Are people going to be hanging on the twitch.tv for a while? We can do that. Yeah, absolutely, Kerblet. Thanks for dropping by. Good to see you. You know what we're going to do? I have not ever, I think, raided into Budsy. If you've ever seen Budsy around, she is really cool people. I think I know her through our good buddy Abe Lincoln. So we're going to go... I see... Yeah, she's on right now. She's playing something I have no idea what it is. Krispy Kreme meme stream dream. So hang on for some fun channel points and whatnot. We're going to go raid Budsy. I will be back on tomorrow probably after 2 o'clock Central, and I'll stream for a little while. I think I'm going to stream more of this because I just want to see where this goes. So hang on for the raid, and I will talk with you guys hopefully tomorrow. So thanks for hanging out, folks. More Star Trekking tomorrow. Farewell.
Welcome in, Bernstein. How was the Star Trek stream? How was it? I was lurking and let me give you a shout out. Hold on. God, I hope I don't mess this up. I have no mods tonight. There you go. I did not live long, but I did prosper. I was listening to you. Oh my god, you did your voice of... Was it Captain Picard? Oh my god, I think I just fucked that up. Anyway, welcome in, guys. My name is Budsy. We're doing a little bit of retro gaming, UFO 50.